What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Thank you for joining me. Let's talk about some weird things that happen in the XRP community today with the escrow unlock that have a lot of people asking questions, as well as some other cool projects and video clips I found for you today. So Bitcoin's just been trading in this range over the past few days. I've been trading this range. It's pretty easy up and down, but it's holding this 50K support very, very well. So it's always good to see. Anytime you get a bounce, and a third bounce, it's looking like 50K is at the current moment in time somewhat of a support level. Gary Cardone, this is I think brother of Grant Cardone, a billionaire sales guy, and he quote tweets this from JP Morgan. There was news that the major US bank is going big on Bitcoin. They announced a plan to offer their private wealth clients, so not small money, you got to be a big baller to be a private wealth client with JP Morgan. They're offering them an actively managed Bitcoin fund. This is the same CEO that called Bitcoin a Ponzi. The same week that he trashed Bitcoin, it was revealed that weekend that JP Morgan made their biggest Bitcoin purchase. So it's very clear. Always watch what people do, not what they say. Talk is cheap, actions are not. Cool project here. It's called Palm, and you've probably been hearing a lot about artificial intelligence. A lot of tokens that have done really well over the past year are these artificial intelligence tokens. NVIDIA, one stock company, is valued more than the entire Chinese stock system. It's clear AI is here to stay, and there's massive money and investment flowing into artificial intelligence. This Palm AI, essentially this guy broke his hand, and he's able to just upload a picture to Palm AI, and it's basically like a doctor. So they use artificial intelligence to basically do what a doctor or a radiologist would do and provide you a result on your x-ray. So it's a cool project. It's AI narrative. It also has some utility, and I just learned about this a few hours ago, but it's some project that I'm going to be looking more into in the future. The Bitcoin ETF rumble continues. An average buy of 4,000 Bitcoins daily by BlackRock. If this continues throughout the rest of the year, BlackRock will go on to accumulate 200 billion tokens. $200 billion in value of tokens. That would be 1,063,000 Bitcoins. This is changing the game. It's powered by BlackRock's Aladdin. BlackRock's Aladdin is their AI supercomputer that basically runs all of their investing and calls all of the shots. If you've never looked into Aladdin, that's a fascinating topic on its own. But it's clear that Aladdin is very bullish on Bitcoin. Why else would they be accumulating hundreds of millions per day? Interesting clip here from the late John McAfee. We recently had these Satoshi Nakamoto clips come out from his old emails. And Satoshi Nakamoto, who is he? That's been a long question in crypto. John McAfee answers that here.
Who is Satoshi? Well, that's the author of the fucking white paper. I don't know if they flipped a coin, drew straws to say who liked it. But if you want to know which one it was, run some authoring software against it, because everybody involved, especially Dr. Beck, had written dozens of technical papers. Let me give you some clues. In Satoshi's white paper, every word that has dual spellings for American and British English is British. Every sentence is followed by two spaces. Now that's a minority choice in most papers, but two spaces. Now, there are only two of the accused who were British, and only one of those has two spaces in every one of his papers. Figure it out, people. It'll take you 15 minutes.
So Satoshi most likely isn't a real individual. It's a pseudonym for someone else, but very clear from reading the white paper that there's ties back to some sort of British individual with the spelling of those English words, and then also the double spaces after the periods. So this is what's been raising eyes in the XRP community. Bondcrypt Digital came out and said, if it's an escrow, basically what happened is 400 million XRPs, $217 million, was unlocked from the escrow at Ripple. This guy speculates, if this is an escrow unlock, what conditions have been met to release this amount? of XRP from the escrow, and then he tags the Ripple CTO, who's usually pretty good at engaging with XRP community when it comes to questions like this. Is there any particular reason for this 400 million timely date release on the 25th of February? Curious to know. Am I missing something here? If you guys want to speculate, I'm curious what your thoughts are on this in the comment section below. But this is something that I'll be following going forward. This is Brian Brooks. He used to be the head of Binance US. He left. He used to work at the CFTC, the Commodity Futures Trading Commission. He left. Now he's the managing partner at Valor Capital Group. And he talks about Ripple and the speculation of it replacing the US dollar. Take a listen.
So the point that I always try and tell people is, the biggest issue that I always try and focus on is cryptocurrencies are really not about currency. And the biggest misunderstanding of this whole discussion is the belief that if crypto is not doing a great job of replacing the US dollar, then crypto is failing in its mission. And what I think we'll talk about a little bit today is the idea that most of crypto is about replacing the centralized banking system with networks that allow user control versus bank CEO control. The crypto assets that have prices are more like internet stocks. It's more like you bet on Google if you think there's going to be high internet traffic, and you short Google if you think people are going to go back to the post office, right? But it's not that Ethereum or Ripple or anything else is trying to replace the US dollar. It's trying to replace a system of transmitting value. And we'll talk a lot more about that. So for me, the prices are not that relevant any more than Google's volatility is. And in the early days of Google, that was super volatile.
If you guys need a spot to get XRP or Flare, check out Uphold in the video description below. It's where I get my crypto daily. It's sleek, it's simple, it's secure, and it's a really solid exchange. But like he was talking about right there, you bet on Google if you think people are going to use the internet more. You short Google if you think people are going to go back to post office. So to make an analogy to Ripple cross-border payments, do you think there will be more digitized cross-border payments in the future? Or do you think we're going to go back to snail mail and just sending hundreds of millions of dollars via private jets? I'll let you answer that for yourself. A good tweet here from XRP drops. Eric Balchunas on the Bitcoin ETFs says it's the most successful ETF launch of all time. These products have two things that you need for foundational ETF category growth: volume and low fees. Those are the two most important things for the fish to come bite. Institutions love volume. Advisors love low fees. Let's say there's 20 stats you could use. This would be number 1 on 15 categories. Not sure what he's saying there. The momentum is very positive. BlackRock has lots of advertising campaigns. We just talked about earlier in the video. JP Morgan is now offering an actively managed Bitcoin fund to their private wealth clients. Fidelity, the third largest asset manager, is involved. It is just sort of trust behind these people who have strong reputations for successful products. BlackRock, not just any hedge fund, it's the world's largest hedge fund, $10 trillion in assets under management. And look how much Bitcoin they're buying every single day. 4,000 Bitcoins. Take a listen.
Isolate the newborn 9 away from GBTC. Anyone and their mother would be like, holy moly. I mean, it's literally the most successful launch of all time. I mean, let's say there's 20 stats you could use. This would be 15. It would be number 1 on 15 categories. The momentum these things have early on is very positive, and you know the BlackRock's got advertising campaigns. Larry Fink is out there saying this is a new asset class. Fidelity is involved. I mean, that's all you have to do is just sort of trust behind these people who have strong reputations for successful products. Give it time, and these products already have two things that you need for foundational ETF category growth: volume and low fees. Those are the two most important things for the fish to come bite. So institutions like volume, advisors like low fees, and they each both like some of the other. They have both in spades. So the stage is set. The wholesalers are going to do their thing, and just wait. So anybody out there with the
and this is just the start of crypto ETFs. We have Bitcoin. They're going to let the market react to that maybe for a whole year, a few more months. Then I think the Ethereum ETF is next. And if I had to bet on another ETF, it would probably be something like an XRP ETF. There's already products that institutional funds like Grayscale have grouped XRP into. If you guys made it this far in the video, comment XRP in the comment section below. I don't take your support for granted on this video. So thank you in advance for giving me 10 minutes of your day. Now I want to leave you with this clip, one of my favorite clips about XRP.
Why do I hold XRP? Because Ripple's the chosen one to lead the new global digital payment system, and they use XRP. In 2013, the Federal Reserve began looking for faster payments options. 2 years later, an action plan was born and a federal payments task force was created. It included one company focused on crypto, Ripple. In 2014, the World Bank and Better Than Cash Alliance, which includes the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Clinton Global Initiative, and the governments of 32 countries, put out a report called The Opportunities of Digitizing Payments. 1 year later, the Better Than Cash Alliance featured one crypto company on their website, Ripple. Today, Better Than Cash Alliance and all other UN initiatives are focused on a single agenda, the Sustainable Development Goals for 2030. You can see the SDGs logo on Bill Gates' lapel, world-leading companies, the Better Than Cash Alliance website, and on the UN's official exchange, Exchange. What crypto is Exchange officially utilizing for their carbon credit solution? XRP. The world will move to a new international standard for exchanging electronic messages between financial institutions by 2025 called ISO 20022. Who was the first ISO 20022 member focused on distributed ledger technology? Ripple. Who's partnered with over 300 financial institutions, including Bank of America, American Express, PNC, Santander, SBI, HSBC, Standard Chartered Bank, Bank of England, India, Singapore, Scotland, Australia, and Indonesia, the largest banks in Japan, Canada, Egypt, the Middle East, United Arab Emirates, Thailand, Morocco, Bhutan, South Korea, Brazil, and Latin America? Ripple. Who is a former employee overseeing the Federal Reserve? Ripple. A former employee overseeing the world's largest asset manager, BlackRock's digital asset division? Ripple. Leading Australia's CBDC effort? Ripple. Who hired a former Treasury of the United States? Ripple. 2 former Federal Reserve attorneys to their board? Ripple. 2 former Clinton and Obama advisors? Former Minister of Defense and Economics of Germany? Former business director at Swift? Former Swift board member? Former CFO of PayPal? Former head of the DTCC? Former chief business officer at Uber? Former VP of Amazon and former SEC chair on their legal team? Ripple. Who's a member of the Digital Pound Foundation, Digital Dollar Project, Digital Euro Association, Mojaloop, IMF's High-Level Advisory Board on FinTech, Hyperledger Blockchain Consortium, Open Payments Coalition, Faster Payments Council, Global Payments Steering Group, Cross-Border Working Group, International Association for Trusted Blockchain Applications, Crypto Climate Accord, University Blockchain Initiative, World Wide Web Consortium, and a featured partner of the World Economic Forum with 3 members of their team directly listed on the WF website? Ripple. Now, does Ripple and XRP sound like they're going to disappear? Or